Hello friends, I am Ankit and welcome to my channel. I am here with my daily predictions and analysis for US30 and US100. Those who watched my morning analysis for global markets must have seen that exactly US100 and US30 has achieved close to 15 to 80 and 35,500 levels. Those were the levels shared in my today's morning analysis. I was quite bullish and we have achieved this level. Now retraced a bit and trading at 35,450 and 15 to 50 levels. What is going to happen today? We are going to look with the help of candlestick charts and indicators. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe and comment. Don't forget to press the bell icon. Also, those who are new to the channel, let me share that I provide my daily and weekly analysis for US, Europe, India markets and commodities including gold and silver and crude oil and natural gas. So press the bell icon, stay tuned till the last and do share across in your network too. Let's start the analysis with US100 first. Now today we are going to combine both indicators. Let's not look at the daily charts. On the daily charts you can see that the candle size is reduced. This was a big bullish candle breakout, then a reduced candle size, then a smaller candle size you can see here. Now for the day, as you can see that the candle has not yet formed a tail, so it is not necessary that it always forms a tail, but there are high chances that it may try to break from here, try to form a tail, drop till around 15050. Possibly it can try to drop till here 15050 levels, exactly till this, and from here it can again bounce back and close in between 15 to 50 300 levels. So a probable trading zone between 15050 to 15300 is what it appears. Also look at the size of the candle. The previous candle was almost I had shared this yesterday also, almost 250 points is what we can see here. So this time at least we should expect at least 150 points, and that is why I say 15150 to 15300. That is what the range is. However, to keep the volatility, to keep the variation, and to keep the traders engaged, this might try to drop a bit before trying to rise. That is one possibility. But yes, any bearish indication should be only once it is below this level at 15,000. Once it drops below 15,000, that is the only bearish indication we can have. Now let's have a look at the 4-hour charts. On a 4-hour chart, see how beautifully now this has formed a perfect level to trade, you can say. Now the low is at around 15200, so it may try till 15200. Below that you can try to initiate a short position. However, it may recover later because this has formed a higher high, and once it reverses and goes beyond 15300, definitely it might try to achieve 15300 and plus levels, may try to in fact give equally bullish candle. So how far this could go? It can give almost this much bigger candle, that is around 200 points. So once it breaks 15300, we can expect it to head towards 15440, 15500 levels also. So this is what the probability is. Once it breaks 15300, you can remain long, and once it breaks below 15200, you can go short for 15150, 15100 zone. Now this is on the 4-hour charts also. It can equally form this, it can mirror image this. It may try to form smaller red candles and then give you a bigger red candle, and higher highs can be higher lows can be expected, where it can take it till towards 15,000, 4970 levels. Because why I'm saying so, because it is overbought on stochastic and another indicator, so it may try to cool down with a little drop probably. So take your positions rather than any long is only recommended once it's below 15300, and I will give you the exact levels. Do watch till the end of this analysis and look at the 3-hour charts also. 3-hour charts, see, it has formed a wick there. It has formed a wick on this, trying to drop, but exactly as I said, 15200 is the level below which only I will expect it to drop. So you can take a shot at around 15190, 180 zone, where you can expect it to drop till 15140, 15100, and then it can drop towards 15,000 also. On the upside, it can. Now look at the 2-hour charts. This is what I was talking about on the 4-hour charts. Look at this. On the 2-hour charts, it honored this lows here and did not fail to break this low. Now as I said, once it breaks below 15200, then only you can initiate a short position, and it may try to form a symmetry. Also it can try to form a flag pattern, and then once it breaks 15300, you can take a long again and expect it to rise. So look at the hourly charts. On the hourly charts, it is trying to consolidate. However, the higher lows it is trying to form is what something we can look forward to. And you can also look at the highs, so almost narrowing triangle. It has to break out either ways. Possibly it might break below 15200, and we can expect once it is below 15200 you can initiate a short at around 15180 for the next support at around 15140, and below that it will break significantly towards 15050 levels. So this is what it appears. Now let's have a look at the daily charts. Also on the daily charts, I have told you the candle is yet bullish. It can drop also possibly, and try at the end of the day we might see a greener closing as how we saw yesterday. Now look, let's have a look at the indicators on the daily charts. You can find that there is a support from 20 moving average at around 14950 levels. So probably if it breaks this zone at 14950 and 15020 should provide a support. There is a resistance at 15300, and after that see it is directly heading towards this zone at 15400. This is going to provide a resistance. 15500 should provide a resistance, and then 15700 should come into picture. So probably if it continues to rise, I will expect 15400 to provide a definite resistance, and it may try to probably drop till somewhere here and probably can take a rise again. So a probable trading range is wide. We can expect it to drop till towards 15050. 15000 can also be seen, and 14950 can also be seen, and it can reverse a bit. So higher lows from what we have seen yesterday the low was at around 14740 14750 levels. Today the low can be at around 14900, and from there it can retrace again, it can bounce back again. So this is what the expectation is. And look at the directional movement on the daily charts. Is converging fast, may crossover, extremely overbought on the daily charts, and hence probable it has to break. Whether it breaks today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, or next week, that is the question. How far this could sustain. Right now it is consistently looking upwards. There is no chance of crossover, and hence a probable indication of only bullishness. There is further bullishness which can be seen, because see there is a gap between the black and red line. The green line is yet to catch up, and hence indicating a probable bullishness, though it is overbought. Yes, bullish. Look at the MACD lines have just crossed over and divergent, and also indicating that yes, it is bullish. RSI is comfortable on the daily charts, and let's have a look at the 4-hour charts. On the 4-hour charts, it is extremely overbought, and there is a crossover which has happened on the 4-hour charts on the sell side, and hence we might have to be cautious here. As I said, it can form a symmetry. It can form a symmetry breaking heavily towards 15050, and 14950 can also be seen. 14900 can also be seen. From there it can again bounce back. So this is one probability. Look at the MACD lines are converging, trying to converge, and it is overbought, extremely overbought on a 4-hour chart. This is one couple of indication which is indicating that it is overbought and hence need to break. The next support level should come into picture at 15020 and 14950 level and 14900 level. Till here it might get a support. Below that it will again come back till towards 14780 level. So 14750 780 zone, 14880 again a very good support, and 14970 950 zone again a very good support for it to drop further and further. Now considering this, let me jump to the levels directly. So today if you see it trading above uh, 15318, you can go long here. You can expect 15355 the immediate resistance, and then 15400 the next resistance. So once it breaks this zone at 15400, definitely it will try to hit directly towards 15500. Now today at least I expect that it can achieve 15400 levels, probably, at least if not 15400, somewhere in between this zone it should try to hit 15355 and 15400 levels. This is my expectation. Don't curse me if I go wrong, but I am expecting it to achieve this zone. Even if it had to break, it will break by from this zone only, probably. On the downside, you can take a shot at 15200. Once it drops below 15200, rather I will correct it, I will make another 20 points cushion for you. Once it drops below 15180, you can take a short position. You can expect 15140, then below that 15100. Now these two are good support for Nasdaq, and if you see it trading below 15100, next support at 15050, then 14950, should come into picture. In between, yes, there is a little support at 15,000, and let me correct it a bit here so that it can be in sync. For 15,000, then 14,970. Yes, it can break below this also. It can be a wild swing day. Because why I am saying so, because it is extremely overbought and some indicators needs to cool down extremely for it. And see, whenever the indicators have to cool down, it has to be sharp vertical drop, then only the indicators which are overbought will come back directly to oversold zone, and then it can sustain the rally again. It can continue with the rally again. What will happen also with this move? See, this is the mid of the week, and probably the shorts, the longs who have entered into a long position watching my weekly analysis, definitely just on the lighter side. But yes, as we were bullish, probably with the drop, most of the longs will get closed and the markets will achieve its target, that yes, the longs are closed. Now they can initiate again a bull run. Hence, a vertical sharp drop has to appear for it to cool down the indices, for it to close the longs who are already long, and many people will might initiate a short position also, and even by reversing it can close that off also. This is my expectation. I am trying to share the psychology which the movements behind the indices have, or which is the psychology behind the movements of the indices. So you have to understand how the markets behave, and this is what I am trying to share. And now let's have a look at trade accordingly. Trade safely, trade with a stop loss. Let your position get close, enter into a direction when it is in directional movement. Put the stop loss in at cost once you see your trade is in profit, and then let it get closed. Don't worry, you can always re-enter. Nobody denies you. Let's say I am bullish, I will re-enter 1,000 times on the same level, same trade, and let it happen. But I will not mind if it gets closed by 20, 50, 100 points uh, stop loss, or even best thing is to put the stop loss at cost. So now let's move towards US30. US30 at 35,430 levels, and it has seen the high here. You can see this, how beautifully these highs are connected. So I will recommend you to go long only at 35,500 till the time it remains below 35,500. Also you should see the, now let me try to connect. So now the low is at around 35,300. So definitely it will try to achieve 35,300 today. Probably on the 4-hour charts, in the next couple of hours, we might see 35,300. And once 35,300 is taken, it can probably, the next support zone is only available at around 35,100. So it can drop till there. See also. So this zone at 35,100 is important. Probably if it continues to drop beyond 35,300, we may see it dropping further towards 35,200 and 35,100 levels. So this is on the 4-hour charts. Let's have a look at the 3-hour charts. On the 3-hour charts, it is trying to consolidate, and it has seen the high. It might try to see a low here, and the low can be at around 35,300. As I said, below 35,300 it may break towards 35,200, the first support, and then 35,100. This is the immediate support which it will try to achieve. On the upside, once it breaks past 35,500, definitely we might see a stronger bullish move. Now look at the 2-hour charts. On the 2-hour charts, it has already seen higher highs, lower lows, and now it is trying to trade at a doji. But yes, when a third candle appears, it might break significantly. On the upside, 35,510 should provide a very strong resistance. On the downside, it may achieve 35,300, the first target, and then 35,200 and 35,100 levels can be seen. Now let's have a look at the hourly charts. On the hourly charts, see higher highs, lower lows, pivoted at around 35,450 levels, and yes, 35,400 is to be seen, and below that 35,300 might or definitely try to get achieved here. Below that it will 35,300 should get achieved here. Below that it might break heavily towards 35,200 and 35,100 levels. Look at the daily charts. On the daily charts, as I said, here the tail is formed, and if you look at the highs here, the high is at around 35,600. So once it breaks past 35,520, we can expect it to hit 35,600. Definitely it might try to hit 35,600, but at the same time the lows at around 35,250 can be seen here. 35,300 is something which I think that today it might give a stronger support. So probable trading zone between 35,300 to 600 can be expected on US30 today. below 35,300. Also it can drop till 35,200 and 35,100 levels, but yes, a high of 35,600 cannot be denied. Beyond 35,600 2030 levels, it can head towards 35,700. That is a stronger resistance for US30. Now let's have a look at the indicators. Indicators on the daily chart, you can see there is a support coming into picture at 35,400 levels, and then 35,600 zone, the 100 moving average coming into picture at 35,600 precisely at around 35,590 to 35,550 zone. So this zone between 35,550 to 600 is extremely critical. It may try to hit this once before trying to take a drop, and on the downside there is a support, a strong support at 35,100. So probably this is a 20 period moving average, and yes, I think there should be a movement between these two levels, that is between 35,680, 35,580, 600 zone to 35,100 zone. We may see a 500 point swing, and probably it can trade in between these levels. You can enjoy the ride either ways. From 35,100 you can buy, or from 35,600 you can sell, but with a tight stop loss. And let's have a look at the other indicators. The stochastic is extremely overbought. Directional movement is trying to cross into a buy zone. MACD lines have just crossed couple of days back into buy zone, and it is trading with a wide gap, and hence probably indicating that yes, there is bullishness in the markets. RSI is comfortable. Let's have a look at the 4-hour charts. On the 4-hour charts, yes, there is a support or at around 35,220, then 35,100 levels should come into picture. Very strong support from 100 period moving average on a 4-hour chart, and then 34,900 should provide a stronger support on 1-hour 4-hour chart. On the upside, there is a resistance at around 35,550 and 35,600. Beyond that, it will definitely fly towards 35,700 and 800 zone. And let's have a look at the other indicators. And directional movement is buy on a buy zone. Look at on the 4-hour chart, it is consistently traded in overbought zone. Now what I said is, it has to break, it has to break, it has to break, and it has to break sharply. I am repeating it, reinforcing it. On Nasdaq 100, on US30, it has to break, it has to break, it has to break sharply, such that it can go till towards oversold position in 1 or 2 candles. And hence, once it breaks, we might see bigger sharp red candle, which might take it below 35,000, and below 34,700 can also be expected. So probably let's see what happens. If it happens today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, or maybe it is waiting for some news to break it, possible. But before that, it might hit 35,600, and then suddenly a news can appear. We will correlate it with some news and say that yes, the markets have broken, there is a news, there is a new virus, blah blah blah, everything will happen, and then suddenly there is a drop can happen, and from there a bounce back can be seen. So trade with a caution. Yes, markets are at overbought levels. MACD lines are running parallel, and RSI is comfortable. So considering this, let me jump to the levels directly. So a good level to go long is at 35,518. After this, you can expect 35,550 and 35,595. So once this zone at 35,595 is taken, it will directly hit 35,700, and beyond that it will hit 35,800. But I don't think so this will happen today. I think at max, if it tries to rise, 35,600 should provide a very strong resistance. From there we might see a good break, and on the downside, once it breaks below 35, as I said, once it breaks below 35,300, you can go short here. You can expect that it will drop towards 35,200. After this, we are just talking in hundreds, 35,100. This is US30 for you. It can trade and drop any which ways, but yes, then 35,050 and 34,950. So yes, it can break today. It is possible, but a good level to go short should be at around 35,600. And see, remember, we are taking a long at around 35,518. So put your stop loss at cost. Whenever you see it in green, put your stop loss at cost and trade with in profits, and let it get close. Once it reverses, you can also try to enter a short, but also please put your stop loss at cost whenever you see your position is in profit. And I hope you all are good traders, and you are only entering a position when you see it trading in a particular direction, whether it is long or short. Unless a directional movement is confirmed, don't try to enter. It can swing either ways and you will lose every time. So please take a position accordingly. And also on the downside, once it breaks 35,300, we can see a good break. Possible trading zone which appears today is 35,300 to 35,600, and yes, 35,100 to 35,600 can also be seen, and in fact it can drop well below that also. As I said, it has to break, but these are markets. It can bounce back from 35,300 and we may see a third greener candle, because the third green candle on the daily charts has to appear. So it can hit 35,600 before trying to close. So probable close in green can be expected, but first it may try to drop a little. So this is all from my side. Thank you very much. Have a great profitable trading day. Join my Telegram channel. Reach out to me for email or Telegram if you have any training related queries. My next batch is starting on 15th of February. And before you trade, first invest in yourself, first invest in your learning, first try to understand how to preserve your capital. First thing is to preserve capital, next thing is to make money, next thing is to reinvest money and make money out of your profits. So that is how a trader grows. Don't try to jump immediately. First learn the basics. Reach out to me for the training course. Definitely the strategies taught will help you become an efficient and proficient trader. Thank you very much. Have a great profitable trading day. Thank you.